YouTube has a problem. This is gonna be interesting, especially from the boy here, Jacksepticeye. It's gonna be quite the fun ordeal.
Oh boy, YouTube's at it
Oh
again
boy.
with inconsistency and frustration. If you're watching this video and you see the title and the thumbnail, you know what kind of video it's going to be. And despite what you might think, I don't actually enjoy making these videos. I don't want to complain. I don't want to sit here and talk about things that are frustrating. I just want to play games and get on with my life and have fun. But sometimes you
Simple
need to
living.
stop and call out some of the bullshit that is happening for you. So recently when I was uploading Resident Evil 9, I
Oh
uploaded
yeah,
all the
there's a
parts and everything was
Requiem,
fine.
was it?
But one video, part 4, as many of you know, got age restricted, which means that you have to be
Uh-huh.
over 18 or above an age threshold to be able to watch the video. It got
I mean, to be fair, our stuff like Resident Evil games are horror and scary and spoopy. And chances are it might just get demonetized, unfortunately. I have certain PTSD moments with a certain turtle series, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. Like you have several videos that are fine, but this one particular is just nah, it's good. Or in my case, it's reverse. Everything is bad except for those 1-2 segments that are just it's fine. It's like what?
age restricted and it got limited ads as a result of that. So limited ads normally means that it'll still go out to all your subscribers. It'll still go out to where it needs to go. I don't know the metrics of that. I don't know how that actually works.
Me neither.
But
It's
whatever
confusing.
happens with age restriction is that it usually kills a video for you. If you get age restriction is one of the worst things that you can get on a YouTube video because it just completely cuts your audience off. Limited ads means that you can still see the video. You don't need to sign in. You don't need to do XYZ to actually see the content. If it gets to browse features, suggested, homepage, I don't know any of that. I actually, maybe somebody else could do a deep dive on that stuff because it is interesting how different things that happen to your video can affect how it performs. The reason that this is really annoying, don't get me wrong, the Resident Evil 9 series that I did incredibly well. I'm not here to bemoan that I'm not getting enough views. I'm not here to bemoan that
Okay,
the
okay.
episode 4
Nice,
did
nice
it
to
so
point that out
badly and
though.
I should deserve better. What's pissing me off about all of this is the inconsistency everywhere across the board with it. So when I got age restricted first, it said I had limited ads and I was age restricted.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me, as you can see here, that it was inappropriate language, profanity in title, thumbnail, or usage in the content. Okay, I don't have any profanity in titles or thumbnails ever because of this. I know for a fact that it'll get claimed every single time or it'll get limited ads on it. And normally I'm like, okay, I swear a lot on my content. And it says here, YouTube selection, moderate profanity like shit in the title or thumbnail. Again,
In the
there's no
title and
profanity
thumbnail.
anywhere in the title or thumbnail.
Yeah, that's
Focal
weird.
usage of profanity throughout a video, such as profanity used in most sentences, profanity used in the title or thumbnail, or of music or stand-up comedy content. Now, I
What?
do swear in my content. It's not something I'm going to change. I tried doing it before where I was like, maybe I shouldn't swear in my content anymore
Stick
because
to your
it'll
guns,
perform
yeah.
better. It felt weird to do that. I'm someone who just swears in my day-to-day language already. But I didn't swear any more than any of the other videos. Parts 1, 2, 3, and 5 all had swearing in them as well. And it seemed to be fine. I don't know why this cropped up. And if anything, there's some other videos where I swear way more. Not only that, but it's a big video. It's like 2 hours and change, maybe. And the
Sheesh.
amount of swearing per minute in that video, I don't think is that bad. But what got worse for me is that I tried to get it appealed. I put it
Uh-huh.
in, I talked to my rep about it, and I'm lucky enough that I do have a rep at YouTube that I can talk to put it forward to try and get a bit more detail on it. Sometimes things happen, like I show a game where there might be a hanging body in it. And I think
What?
they usually age restrict for that as well now, or hit you with some sort of flag. That I can understand a bit more because it is something very dangerous
Morbid.
to show on camera or to
Yeah,
show
that
on
too.
screen in a lot
But
of
it's
ways.
morbid.
But swearing's not so bad, you know? And I put it out to my rep and they went looking for it more. And within a few hours, maybe I got this back. which says your video will remain age restricted. What we found, your content was age restricted because of community guidelines. Content that shows violent or graphic visuals, certain medical procedures, animal abuse, or some cases of gaming and scripted video or scripted violence may be age restricted if it's not appropriate for all audiences. So what's frustrating to me in all of this is that first you told me that I was getting hit by all of this because of language. I got limited ads because of that.
And on the thumbnail
you didn't
too.
Really give me any other stuff. It was just super vague, and if anything, most of it was wrong about where the swearing ended up being. But it's super vague. I don't know what you mean by that. I'd like point to an example. At least when you get hit by a copyright claim, it points exactly where it is. You can cut it out, move on. There's an editor on YouTube. For any of you who don't do YouTube or don't know about it, you can literally go in and re-edit a video after it's gone up. So if something in the video
that is a thing.
You can pull it out, it gets reprocessed, and then that flag gets taken off your video. It's a great system. It's wonderful. It's the same with music. If you have music in it and it gets copyright claimed, you can just cut that section out, and then the copyright goes away most of the time.
Neat.
But then to come around and tell me afterwards that it's because of graphic visuals and violence in the game, while also not pointing to any of it. You're just saying like, oh, the game's violent. Like, obviously, it's a Resident Evil game.
Yeah,
and this one,
pretty much.
I guess you could argue it's more violent than some of the others. Like, some of the kills that happen in it are absolutely ridiculous.
Can't say, because I haven't played the game.
Most violent stuff that can happen in that game. And part 4, I can't exactly remember what happens in part 4. I think that's the part where I'm in Raccoon City. I don't seem to see any part of that video that seems to be like way above anything else that's like, oh god, we need to age restrict this because children can't be watching it.
Isn't it with the doctors and stuff like that? Because I think that one gets the most demonetized because, you know, it involves doctors, chainsaws, cutting up people, something. Again, I haven't watched his video, so I can't confirm, but it could be one of those things.
It doesn't make any sense to me. It's also really vague. I don't know what you like, where in that video you're pointing at. I wish I could know. Maybe YouTube has a reason.
Yeah, that's one of the most frustrating parts. It's like they give you one reason, then they jump to another reason, then maybe give you a third reason, but you never get the main answer to your question. It's like, why is it demonetized? That's like the most frustrating thing. It's like a very vague, you did something or didn't confide to the, rules or whatnot, and it's just like you're paying for it, even though you don't get an answer to why you're paying for it. You know, like to have the answer so you can take precautions and measures so you don't repeat said accident, so you can continue on normally. But no, you don't even get a simple like answer to that. It's just deal with it, which is like great. This is fantastic.
I'm not trying to come down on them and say like everything's bad. Sometimes they have a reason and they can't say it publicly, and I find out in private and I'm like, oh, actually that does make sense why you wouldn't be allowed to say that publicly. I don't know in this case. I don't know what happened. The appeal got rejected. My video ends up age restricted anyway. The reason age restriction is so bad is you can see it here. Now, don't get me wrong. The views on the Resident Evil 9 series are absolutely amazing, and I'm very, very happy with them. This is more for educational purposes, more so than me bemoaning what happened to me. But you can see that episode 1s always do really well. Episode 2s are usually like half the views. That's just how Let's Plays are. It's always been like that since the start of filming on YouTube. But it's pretty consistent then. 1.8, 1.7. For some reason then 1.4 on part 4, and then 1.6 on part 5. Normally what ends up happening is that it's high views and then it tapers off as the series goes on. Everything ends up rising, but that curve is usually the exact same across all of them. The titles are all fine. Where's the profanity? Where's the shit? Where's anything like that going on in that video? For the limited ad section of it, or the age restriction of it. I don't get it. But what ends up happening is that because that got age restricted, now it cuts off a ton of views. And again, 1.4 million views is still an incredible amount, and I'm very happy with it. I'm glad. Normally when this happens, it kills a video completely. Like this would be at 800K or something. It would completely decimate the views on it. Age restriction is like video homicide. I
mean, to be fair, again, this is from like his perspective because he has like a big channel. Like if it was something like a smaller channel or like my channel, which is non-existent by the way, it's... well, not non-existent, just more so of a a ghost, a phantom with like a small cult following. Yeah, but basically, if it's something like that for someone else, it's gonna be absolutely devastating because nothing's gonna happen afterwards. It's just gonna be dead space, literally.
It just kills any momentum that a video has. And you can see it in some of the graphs here. Like this, I don't know which videos these are, but if anything, this should prove it even better, because this is the graphs that you normally get, again, when you're doing YouTube, a little behind the scenes for you. The top of this graph, this sort of like gray cone, is the high average views you normally get. The lower part of it is the lower end of the average views you normally get. Resident Evil,
Basically the
series,
average,
one
yeah.
of the biggest ones I'm going to do this year because everyone loves Resident Evil and it always does really well. It goes above the average because it's better than all the rest. People are really engaged in it. People really want to watch Resident Evil whenever I upload it. Then you have another video. Again, I don't know what order these are in. You can probably tell by the views that they have. But again, top side of it, it's going up, above, and beyond. Then another one, above and beyond. And then you have part 4,
Oh,
which is like smack dab in the middle of your averages. It definitely
interesting.
has an effect on this stuff. Normally what would happen is that this graph, this blue line, ends up just flatlining if you get age restricted. I'm lucky enough that it's Resident Evil. People are really into it. They want to watch the series anyway. So people, by and large, are still pumping the numbers into that. But what ends up happening is that so many people I've seen went to that video that day. They're watching first 3 parts normally. They sit down for their dinner and they want to watch part 4. And then suddenly it's telling them to sign in. But it's worse than that, because now we live in an age where you don't just have to sign in. You have to upload ID in a lot of places. The
Oh,
UK
yeah.
especially has gotten really, really bad at allowing you to...
Oh, it's happening here in like other countries as well. Like it's UK, EU is slowly implementing that rule as well. It's like, yeah, because you have to confirm that it's the person that's using their own profiles and whatnot. Because as if you couldn't do nothing without beforehand. Like you have to confirm for something that you're using for free, basically. And like it's a whole new ordeal, but it's like, yeah, that's true. It's very frustrating too.
engage with any sort of content that is deemed, I don't know, censorship worthy. It reeks of censorship all across the board, and trying to get people to input their IDs to be like, oh, you're above 18. That's the only way we can verify it. Absolute bullshit. This stuff gets taken over, and there's been breaches before where people's government IDs and government names and addresses and whatever have all been leaked.
Yeah,
So
yep,
a
that's
system
true.
that is asking for more of that is just bad. You shouldn't have to input that shit to watch a YouTube video, especially for a gaming Jacksepticeye Resident Evil video. It's absolutely obnoxious.
The amount of like requirements from governments nowadays to basically confirm your ID just so you can do basic stuff is ludicrous. Like beforehand, when what was it, the internet started, they had like the whole never share your personal information or stuff like that. Just keep it anonymous and low on the ground as possible, which does give you a sense of like and not so much just anonymity, but also like a sense of freedom, because it's not directly linked to you in a sense. But nowadays it's becoming so crazy with basically confirming your name, your ID, and whatnot. It's like, I don't know, like for example in Discord nowadays they're gonna have like, I'm not sure if they're gonna implement it, but they are planning to do the whole confirm your ID and stuff like that and whatnot. ChatGPT had the whole scandal with allegedly being a spyware, malware, or something like that, that just basically is going to spy on you or something like that. Like, they're pretty much like enforcing this whole share your identity and your like personal information, or just face the law, I guess. But at the exact same time, this is kind of like in a sense like prohibition, kind of, you know, like they're trying to enforce something, but no one's gonna like want to do it because like what's the point of enforcing something that like changes nothing? It's just like you have my personal information and everything, but like you're not enforcing any type of like restriction or law against others or any type of punishment. So it's like if I break a law that's not even being enforced or anything, is it really me breaking the law? It's weird. It's just unnecessary clutter and pointless endeavors for something that pretty much no one had problems with it. Granted, it's basically making some rounds or some kind of shady stuff to happen, but at the exact same time, why not focus on that entirely as opposed to, going out of your way to try to hurt the masses and get info on the masses? It's just, it's a whole new, like, cluster of unnecessary stuff that needs to be done, and it's just the worst part is they're not even doing anything. They're just enforcing something, trying to desperately like get you to do something, but it doesn't do anything aside from maybe taking your info to basically use for personal gain or something like that. Like I'm still confused on the whole using your info for some kind of benefit or something like that. Like, how the hell does that work? How the hell do you get someone's ID, like genuine? How do you get someone's personal info and then use it on the internet to gain some benefits? While meanwhile, here I am trying to keep it away from them, and somehow I get no benefits out of it. Like, I'm still confused as to how exactly does it work. Did they use like your personal information to basically impersonate you in some kind of bank, open a bank account in your name or something like that, or like commit some kind of fraud or Bitcoin scam, or I don't know. It's like so many options I can think of, but at the exact same time, is that really what they're doing? Is that really how they're benefiting from it? How are they benefiting from it? How is it like possible for them to confirm this? It's like, shouldn't this be like full on detected as fraudulent or something like that? It's weird. It's genuinely weird. It's like they're focusing on issues that no one asked. No one had problems with it actually, and then the real problems that allegedly a lot of people talk about, they don't focus on. It's just crazy.
But again, what's really bothering me about all of this is the inconsistency everywhere across the board, telling me that it's swearing, telling me that it's graphic violence. But what's worse is that everyone's playing the same game. We're all playing the same scenarios. Granted, there's a bit of deviation in terms of where people go and what they see and the grab attacks and the finishers that people are seeing. But by and large, 75% of the game is the exact same across multiple videos.
To be fair, let's not forget, to be fair, certain other content creators also have like different reactions, also different thumbnails. I remember Mark makes the one with the, at least in Resident Evil 2, I remember their like thumbnails being different. Mainly I watched their videos because I played Resident Evil 2 and have the remake on my PlayStation. But I do remember like Jax's was more linked directly to showing the game, whereas Mark was just exaggerated like funny thumbnail on top of it. And like the experiences are identical, but chances are like some people will either get distracted or do something else, or just, everyone has their different experiences. Like they can even encounter glitches. Like who's to say what's gonna happen?
It's the commentary that changes it, but the same cutscenes, it's the same story, all of that. But a lot of other people aren't getting age restricted for the same thing. I wouldn't even make this video if I got age restricted and then I went to everybody else's videos that played the same section and they were all getting age restricted, because then it would make sense. And I'm not saying everybody should get age restricted. I'm not trying to get YouTube then to go out and age restrict everybody's video that played Resident Evil.
True,
That would be
true.
awful. And if that ends up happening because of this, I'm so sorry. That's not the intent behind it. The intent is to call out how bullshit it is to get one way and then another way and back and forth and flip-flopping and then not being consistent. I did see some people, because Corey has been uploading Resident Evil 9 now. He just started a couple of days ago, and that video got age restricted. Apparently, when I watched it, it didn't show it. Normally, you can click the description. You can go to my part 4 and look at the description. It'll say age guidelines. I didn't see that when I checked it on my phone, but I looked at it incognito then, and it was like, yeah, you have to sign in to watch this video. So he got hit, but he didn't get to the Raccoon City section in his first video. Like, his first video isn't where I am in my 4th video. So I don't know what's going on with this series. Why it's being deemed so much more violent than all the others. Maybe it is. I don't know. I would love to see if other YouTubers are getting hit by this. Sound off in the comments if you're watching this video, because I'm really curious about where this is landing. There's certain games that this has happened to before, where Mortuary Assistant was a big one, because there's a scene with the girls hanging. In that moment, I was like, oh, this is going to get age restricted. But it's necessary for the story beats, so I didn't really want to cut it out. Like, I don't want to cut stuff out just because then I'm in the clear and I get green ticks everywhere and I get more views and more money and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because, like, sometimes when you have to cut things to censor them, not only is the story lost, but also possible, like, important beats and discussions could also be lost. Like, that's kind of one of the bad stuff. It's like, do I have to cut out this segment because it's too graphical that might end up having me censor my video or demonetize my video? Or do I keep it because, you know, it's connected to the story, it has major plot points and beats and everything, and it's like, it's necessary for it to be there. It's kind of like you're essentially weighing something that has little to no, like, reason to be removed in exchange to basically having the high risk of being on the losing end of it. It's like so unfair.
I don't really care about that aspect of it. What I care about is people just being able to watch the content. The fact that you have to sign in, but in some ways, some people have to give over their ID. I don't think you should be doing that to watch one of my videos.
True.
I don't want that to happen. That's out of my control.
That is genuinely stupid.
But in the case of the Mortuary Assistant videos, it seemed to be pretty consistent across the board that everyone started to get hit by it. And I've had this type of video before. I've talked about this and brought up Corey before because he had a really good claim for a lot of the stuff that was happening to his channel when he came back. And he's getting age restricted. Corey doesn't even swear. Corey's like notorious for not swearing at all in his content. So it's just the gaming side of things that's getting age restrictions lobbied around. And maybe Corey doesn't care that it got age restricted. I care about how inconsistent it is. That's really all it is. To tell me one thing, then tell me another thing, then to go back on it, and then not be consistent across the board. It makes
and not giving an answer, a solid answer.
Here and upload content and not really know where you're going wrong. If they came back and it was like, yeah, it's because of this violent section right here. Like, maybe it's a 10-minute section. Maybe it's one single thing. Maybe it's an hour worth of the video. I have no idea. It's super vague. It's super inconsistent. I don't like it. And I wish there was more clarity on it.
True. Yeah, anyway, I can agree with that.
It was bothering me the last few days. I was trying to see what would shake loose of it, if it would start happening across the board with everybody. It doesn't seem like it is from the videos that I've been looking up. Maybe I'm wrong, but again, I would love to know what other people's experiences are with it. And again, I'm really sorry if YouTube's solution to this is to go radio silent, bury their heads in the sand, and then just start age restricting everybody that's playing Resident Evil. That's always the sort of Streisand effect that you run the risk of with this thing. Maybe the rest of my videos will all start getting age restricted. But the problem with getting it age restricted out the gate, you get age restricted now, probably wouldn't affect it that much. But if you age restricted right out the gate, you kill all the momentum that video had. It was #1 on trending for gaming in my area, hot singles. It just immediately. Like, right after it got age restricted, you could just see the graph, like, it started to go flaccid a little bit. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Again, any other YouTubers that are involved in this or reacting to this or watching this or anything, I want more information. I want clarity. I want statistics, and I want analytics to try and back up any of this stuff, because I don't know what's happening. I don't get it. If I did, I wouldn't be making this video.
True. That's how he ends on it. All right, let's see. I'm actually curious. Did someone actually, like, comment on it? YouTube shows horn ads. Also YouTube, mild profanity, censor that. I mean, do I have, like, oh no, I don't have any ads that show, but still, that is true. That happens sometimes. Upon clicking on this video for a dating app asking if I want a late night YouTube has a kids only section. Also, YouTube doesn't moderate the horror game content in the kids section and zeroes in the addition sections as if it were in kids sections. That is true. The whole kids section stuff is super confusing to me. Like, they made a thing that's basically for kids only. Then, like, certain cartoons or, like, stuff and videos and possible animations, if you don't feature profanities, they might end up becoming content for YouTube Kids, which is like, how does that work? Like, imagine, for example, it's something like super disturbing and it ends up like being on YouTube Kids. It's like, just because it doesn't have any profanities. Like, that one is still like bizarre to me. Like, basic cartoon / goofy fun can end up being for kids all of a sudden, even though it later on is shown to be a serious cartoon or something like that. Way too inconsistent. Have had the exact same issue today. It's so frustrating. RT Games. Oh, nice. Pew Pew. Alive, great. Can't even have serious conversation without censorship. Oh yeah, that's true, because like a lot of people can't say killed or pedophile or like anything else without censoring it. Like, pedophile is mainly censored as like PDF file, you know, because it sounds identical. Or like, for example, killed is unalived, or like a much more kinder way, like aside from unalive, I think there was another phrase, but I can't remember like right now. Pew pew is definitely gun, and graped, just remove the G and you'll pretty much understand what you're trying to say. But like, yeah, that's crazy. YouTube when there's porn AI ads, I sleep. YouTube when there's blood in a horror game. Real shit. I've had literally the exact same problem, along with the same reason for why the video was age restricted. The same part of Resident Evil 9 series. Shout out YouTube on Twitter, and so far have just been ignored. The problem for me is I insta-submitted an appeal as the inappropriate language reasoning seemed obviously false, and now the video is locked and age restricted forever, so I can't make any attempts to amend the issue. The issue lies. Wow. Oh, you said the F word? You censored. Also, YouTube, let's porn ads and porn bots and racism pass. Yeah. It's so inconsistent. And again, what are you supposed to do in this lovely website of ours? Like, go live streaming? Judging by the church rat in my chat, I'd say that's just not worth it. Yep, we're doomed.